Today on Fight Inside Podcast, we will have our favorite perro from BKFC, David El Necio Diaz. Plus, we will talk about PFL Africa and Tracy Cortez's haircut. So, Tim, what are we waiting for? Hit it!
My eyelash fell out. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Fight Inside Podcast.
Our theme song has never represented a guest so well, Raine. I'm very excited for this one. Our guest is a bare knuckle fighter out of South Central Los Angeles who oozes style. He put on a performance of the night at Knucklemania 4 in his crazy bout that went the distance but ended in a draw. We talked about him when we had David Feldman on the podcast the week after, and I said that this guy was the guy that stole the show. Then just last week, some weird news broke that we're going to talk to him about today. It appears that his opponent tested positive for a banned substance. The draw may be changed to a no contest. I don't really understand what's going on. There's a lot to say. Our guest wants to talk about it. So, Raine, let's bring this guy in.
Please welcome David El Necio Diaz!
What's up, perros? How are we doing, guys? Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. It's been a little bit of a roller coaster up and down after the fight.
Yeah.
But as of now, I'm finally resetted and I'm just ready to get back in there soon.
Dude, I'm so happy. I'm so excited you're here. Now, going to be straight with you. We were expecting you a few weeks ago.
Yes.
Showed on us. And then here's what happened. Raine over here, she lives in California. She said she was going to hunt you down in South Central LA. Is it that you were scared that Raine was going to find you? Is that why you're here?
There was word in the street. There was word on the street that some spicy short person was after me. And they were like, dude, something about a podcast that if you don't do it, they're about to come stab you in the kneecaps. And I was like, whoa. Then I put one and one together, and it was her. So yeah, I was a little tripping. No, actually, what had happened was, I share this a lot. I struggle with a lot of mental health. Sometimes I'm nothing's wrong with me, but my brain doesn't want to believe that, and it tells me that something is wrong. And instead of being around people and passing around this weird energy or this negative sadness, because it's usually sadness, it's not anger anymore. I get sad for some reason. I kind of just need to get away from people. This is actually the first podcast I do since the fight. I've been invited to maybe 6 or 7. Everybody wants to talk about this. And I've reached out to people and said, I apologize, but I'm finally ready to socialize and be. I just needed this reset, so I apologize. I know you guys, we had everything set up and I completely ghosted you guys. Dude, a bad Tinder date. No. I'm sorry.
No. You know what? Here's the thing, man. We talk to people from all around the world, like fighters, amateur fighters, pros, MMA, bare knuckle boxing, whatever it is, jiu-jitsu, anything, right? And the one thing that we love is that we talk to people and that we find out like really who they are. Like, I don't want to ask you the lame, stupid questions that everybody else asks. We want to ask different things. We want to get to know you. But that is something about you. That is something that I notice on your Instagram, that you're very real, that you're very open with your emotions and your feelings. And I appreciate that you're talking about it, because a lot of people, especially men, they go through shit and they don't know how to deal with it.
Well, that's the reason why I do it. I attempted to commit suicide 3 times in my early 20s, pretty much within a few months. And looking back at it, I didn't have nobody to talk to, not my brother, but I was never that comfort, or there wasn't no role models or nobody on TV that was talking about mental health. It was either man the fuck up, it was never go ahead and cry, homie. Like that was never in Mexican culture. There's a lot of that machismo too, and I'm just trying to break that. I always say I don't want to be famous. I don't want to be a fucking celebrity. I want to be a role model. If that's just for one person, in South Central LA, they keep telling me, when are you leaving the hood? When are you going to leave the hood? And I keep telling people, I am not going to leave. I want to make it better. I don't want to leave it and go somewhere better. I want, even if it's just one block, even if it's just one kid, if I could get one kid out of the streets or motivate somebody to chase their dream, just one fucking person, I'm happy, man.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. I'm very happy, man. And look, all I know is that, in all honesty, I watch a lot of bare knuckle. And I've probably seen you before, but boy, oh boy, Knuckle Mania 4, god damn, you stole the show, man. Like, I was like, who the crap is this guy? Like, your walkout, you talk about the machismo, like you're oozing machismo on that walkout.
Yeah, that was confidence. Well, that's healthy machismo. That's more like a cock dance, you know, like a rooster about to fucking fight, flapping his wings, showing the chickens like, hey, I'm single, I'm here. What's up? Look at my gold feathers. Look at this beak. You know, that's what I walk out with. I tell people, since the first interview I did, I told people, when they give me a chance in this org, every fight is going to be fight of the night, fight of the year, knockout of the night. Since I started, every fight has been fight of the night. 2 fights have been fight of the year nominees. And this one might be another fight of the year nominee. Now, I tell people I'm not part of the show. I am the fucking show. This is a Necio show. Everybody is just the fucking guest. This is my night. This is my reward. This is my bonus. I don't like to talk shit, but I like to talk facts. And I'm going to keep it real. When I fight in there, I am playing to the crowd. I want to be remembered as one of the most entertaining fighters who ever stepped in there. Win, draw, or lose. Even if I get knocked out, it better be the best knockout you've ever seen. I better land upside down.
Oh, hold on. He's glitched out?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
What
okay,
a good
hold on.
face frame, though, by the way.
Oh, here you go. There you go. You're back.
What happened?
You're back. Here you go.
Hello?
You got us?
Hello?
Can you hear us? Hello?
I hear. Okay, there. We're back.
Yeah, all right. There we go. You were saying you better be, even in the knockout, if you get knocked out, you're saying you want to be like a spectacular knockout.
I want to get knocked out spectacular. I want people to be like, damn, even when he gets knocked out, it's badass. Like, you know, I don't mind it, man. I don't mind. I always say a joke. Nothing's ever going to hurt me as much as my ex-girlfriends. But like, this pain goes away within a week. The other shit is trauma, you know? That shit stays with you, man. It fucks you up. But a scar, a bloody knuckle, a busted tooth, I could get that fixed anytime, anywhere. The other stuff requires long years in therapy.
Yeah. You know, David, you're a star. The performances that you put on, the character that you are, the personality that you are, how has Bare Knuckle been reacting to you? I mean, they have to be extremely happy because they're looking for personalities to steal the show as well. They've been honoring you with the performance of the nights and the performance of the year, or the fight of the year awards and nominations. So they have to know, right? Do you get that feeling from them?
Look, man, it's a love and hate thing because I don't fucking get it either. Like, I know David Feldman loves me. He sees me, but he's not the matchmaker. He's not the guy that's running the page. I don't know if someone Bare Knuckle app has it out for me, doesn't like me, or what the fuck is it? Do you want to know how many, like, after the fight, you want to know how many times the next, like, the week after, how many times they showed the highlight of fight of the night? How many times they showed me? You want to know how many? None. They showed Perro Orgullo. They showed everybody's entrance. They showed everything on the highlight video, like a little clip of the knuckle. I wasn't on it. Yet I got fight of the night 4 times in a row. I fucking have more views than most of their champions. I got more followers than most of their champions. I get less shared by most of their champions, and I don't pay for followers. My shit's organic. So my question for BKFC is the same. What's going on? Because when I fight, I sold the most tickets at the fucking arena. The arena was for me. People stopped watching the 2 co-main events after I came out to the crowd. Literally got swarmed. I had to get escorted 3 times by security because I couldn't walk. They were literally rushing me. I was like, holy shit. I got to escort 3 times. And even then, I didn't get no love from the BKFC app. They don't push me. I don't know why. You know, I keep asking myself, I message David Feldman a lot of times, what's going on here? And, I don't know, man. It's not me. I love fighting for Bare Knuckle FC. I get offers from all over, and I'm a fucking loyal fighter. I'm a loyal person. I want to make my mark here, but it's getting a little hard when you're not getting love from the people you're giving all the love to.
You know, it's funny that you say this. I didn't notice that you didn't have videos on the BKFC page because
there's some, but there's not almost none. Like even if I win,
right.
You know, yeah.
Sorry. But I'm looking at your page, right? And you're putting out highlights and you're doing your job to promote yourself. And like you said, and I do want to shout it out, my system is acting glitchy here, so I can't put it right on the screen, but it's at, if you're listening on audio only, it's at l.necio.diaz, el.necio.diaz. That is where you can find this man. But dude, you've got 123,000 followers.
That's crazy. A lot.
Your videos and stuff like that, they pop a lot. Like you got a lot of engagement. Like the people do love you. I wonder, and I'm just saying this because I had Bobby Green on the podcast last year, King Green now, as he is legally named, right?
Crazy. That's crazy.
It was so funny. I like that. But I think it's just King. I don't know why people are saying King Green. I think it's just King, like Prince or Madonna, right?
Wait, like he doesn't have a last name anymore?
I think it's like a one name thing. I think it's King.
Oh,
really? I'm gonna just change everything to Perro.
Yeah, do it, dude.
Then I could be Perro Necio.
Yeah, there you go. We'll clean that up too for the guests as well. The nickname that you have, we introduce you as El Perro Necio, but you're saying it is not El Perro Necio. It is just.
I go by El Necio, but a lot of people call me El Perro Necio. I mean, like I said, they're both cool, man. But originally on my shorts, on my Instagram, what my mom called me was Necio. So Necio's just stubborn.
Oh,
El Necio, Necio, just Necio.
Oh.
El Necio's more respectful. It's like the stubborn one, and then Necio's like stubborn. It's like a stubborn one, but not the stubborn one,
Yeah. All right. So anyway, so we have King on the podcast last year, and I said to him, "Hey, dude, don't you love that UFC always sets you up with these beautiful matchups? They give you these great fights, highlight fights. Like it's always a great fight of the night potential whenever King is on the show." And he said the exact same thing that you did. He's like, "I don't think UFC likes me. I don't think they don't really care about me. They always seem to set me up for failure." And he had this really awkward response that I was so shocked at. And now to hear it from you as well, I think, and I'm just putting this out there, I think it's that they look at you, they're like, this guy's already got the fan base. He's killing it in his personality, his social media, his fights. Maybe they feel like they don't need to pump you up because you're doing such a good job on your own.
No, fuck that. I mean, Tay started, no offense to her. She's more followers than me. She farts and they post her up.
Yeah.
They're like, it's like, I'm sorry. This is the way I talk. I'm just being honest. I do big things. I mean, they fucking shouted out the homie Sack for his birthday. He has 3-4 fights in there. They're fight of the nights too. He hasn't fought. He's not active. He's like, he's there. My birthday passed like 2 months after Bare Knuckle. Nothing. There was no shout out to El Necio. Mexican Independence Day came along. What about a little shout out for your Mexican fighters that are fighting in BKFC like me? I think BKFC is dropping the biggest fucking ball by not promoting their number one Mexican fighter. And I'm going to fucking claim that. I am the number one Mexican most popular fighter in BKFC. I'm the most known 135er, even more than the fucking champion. There's Reaver, who's a pretty badass dude too. There's a few out there. But as for Mexican Chicanos, I am the guy. When I come out to fight, BKFC commentators, dude, you're the fucking most colorful guy in this organization. You're more charismatic. And it's like, okay, you guys like me. Who the fuck is running this page? Because just imagine if I did this by myself, what would happen if BKFC promoted me every once in a while? How many followers would I have?
Yeah.
If you had the marketing machine behind you, I was like, look, dude, I'm just trying to make you feel good, man. But
no, it's good. It's a good feel.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying too. And like,
I'm just a little heated. It just gets a little. No, I do all the work, man. I do the work.
No, I understand, man. I understand how you feel. I understand because you want the appreciation, you want the love. It's gonna happen. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's undeniable it's going to happen. And I will say that the commentators, when you came out, at Knucklemania 4. You could tell they were excited for you the whole fight. I mean, they did a great job commentating. So it's not like there's any kind of like behind the scenes crap. It's just maybe just a breakdown, you know?
I honestly think, look, this is really what I think BKFC is a great company. I think they're doing fucking amazing. But I really, and it's not just me who thinks this, and I've told the boss, I told David Feldman, hire me, let me help. I think their fucking marketing is trash. Do you know how many posts were for the Temecula card? It did great because people in LA spread the word. It did great.
Right.
But there was 1 or 2 promos in 2 months.
Yeah.
Bro, Knucklemania 4. I was the one, like, there was people talking about, we didn't even know what bare knuckle was because my videos went so viral before Knucklemania. I had it going in La Que Buena. I had it going with Ojeto. I literally had my sister calling people in and telling my brothers fighting at like my family helps me out. So we had word out 2-3 months before BKFC, maybe 4 weeks before the fight. They announced like posters. So like, things like that. I just think if they had a little bit better of a marketing team, I think BKFC would already be way up there. But they're only focusing on certain people, and it's like, I get it. But you know,
well,
that's not, you know, it's just my point of view.
No, and I got you, and I hear what you're saying, but I think also what we have to realize, and like this is just because, you know, like I really appreciate BKFC. I think that it's a fantastic promotion. We talk about it all the time, Raine. Like I think I honestly feel like it's pretty much number 2. You know what I mean? There's UFC,
next to UFC,
and then there's really BKFC, and then if I'm going to be nice, I always say Invicta is up there because what it does for women's mixed martial arts, right? And they're kind of like their own little beast, but BKFC, remember, it's young. It's young in its development too. Like we're only at Knucklemania 4. You know what I mean? Like we're not deep into it yet. And think about UFC in the early days as well. Like it struggled for a long while before it really picks up in the masses. But it's coming, man. Like there's no stopping it.
No, like right now I'm getting a little more love for a next fight, but that's like from the boss. He's telling me, you know, we're talking better now with more stuff coming towards me, but still the promo thing. Now we say BKFC is pretty much number 2. They could fucking be number 1.
Yeah,
it is the new, most fastest growing sport. A little bit of, like I said, fighting sports. Let's be honest, it's a stereotype. It's the truth. Who watches fighting sports more than anybody else? Who's the biggest? When you have someone fight boxing, who is the numbers that are showing up? Most of the time, it's Latinos, Mexicans, Latinos, Hispanics. We fucking love fighting. We love violence. That is the number 1 market in boxing. That's why Canelo's doing the way Mayweather, when he fights, he wants to fight a Mexican because it's gonna make him a shitload of money. It's true. That right there.
That's it.
You know what? That right there. Why aren't you like, dude? You have a Mexican with Mexican gear, Mexican sombrero, Mexican everything. Market it. They had a fight in Mexico, and I said, "Hey, I just fought. You guys have a fight next month. What about I go down there, help commentate, bring more Mexican people?"
Yeah,
they didn't do it. Like, why? That's an investment
into the Spanish, right?
Yeah, hablo español, hablo inglés, hablo poquito japonés. Yo me sé what I only know the important stuff in Japanese.
Yeah.
So, but I speak Spanish.
Yeah, look, man, these things are going to happen. Like,
I hope
the career is growing. The path to success is there. You're on the Fight and Sight podcast. Like, this,
true.
You know what I mean? This was a massive step for you as well. So I'm happy that we could have you on. I do want to say, though, the big thing that we're talking about here, and I don't understand what's happening. You went off on your social media. There was one post from this one random Instagram page that says your opponent has tested positive. I don't see this anywhere, dude. Is this real?
Yeah, and you know who shared that news?
Who?
Do you want to know who shared that news originally? Who did the investigation to find all of that out, and who hit up all the media to tell them that was going on?
Who did?
Me.
Well, what does that mean? What do you
I fucking was looking at, why is my opponent still suspended? Why is he still suspended? So I was waiting. I was telling people, I think this motherfucker tested positive for something. And then I'm waiting and I'm checking every day because I'm medically cleared. On my thing, it says suspended for 6 to 8 weeks medical suspension. His said indefinitely suspended by the commission. So I said, what is going on here? And then that morning I wake up, I look at his page and it says no contest. suspended indefinitely. So
where does it hold on? Where does it say no contest?
On BoxRec.
Oh,
BoxRec, it
okay.
shows when they're suspended by what is it, CSAC or whatever is it called?
Yes, yeah.
And yeah, and I hit up a few people and I said, hey, look, I don't want to go speaking out of my ass here, but this is what I'm suspecting. You know, this guy tested positive. His fight got no contest, and his thing says, this guy, my fight just got turned into a no contest. This motherfucker here can you check for me? So passed that information down to a few media places, and they did their investigation, and they were like, yeah, dude, it's controlled. It's definitely gonna be a controlled substance. We don't know exactly what, but it's getting put out. The guy shut off his comments. Everybody of the people that were talking shit on his page to me, they're all quiet. Nobody's coming around. You know, even I don't want to bring this up, but even his father was talking shit to me, and I had to talk to him like, hey man, look, I don't want my 123,000 people to go to your page and attack you. You're his father, and there's emotions involved, but please stay out of it. He messaged me and he apologized. He was like, you know what? Emotions got out of the way. I'm like, look, dude, I just don't want people coming after you. You're an elderly man. I have a father. I know how emotional, but leave this between us. We fought. The fight is over. This is when he was negative, you know? Now that I know he's positive, I'm pissed off, dude, because this takes away a fight of the year potential for me.
Well, wait, why would that take away? Oh, it would take away fight of the year because they wouldn't want to honor him.
Yeah, and it's a no contest. So I mean, so it kind of takes it away. If it just takes it away. That's really big for me, man. Every fight I wanted to count, and now the fight is erased from my record as if it never happened, as in I never fought in Knucklemania. That hurts, man. I made history that night. I'm the first Chicano out of South Central LA fighting the first legal bare knuckle fight, the first fight of the night. That's history in California. That's bare knuckle history, fight history here for us, and it's getting taken away. It's tainted. I mean, it could be looked bad as Diaz won this fight and he beat someone with steroids, making me look better. But I mean, it brings a bad image to the sport when you highlight something like that, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, first of all, it's crazy that you're the guy that did the investigation to figure that out.
Oh yeah,
and I get what you're saying, because people don't understand, right? Like, we on this podcast, we did an episode all about the concussion protocols with the UFC, and how like it details like how you have to have that time off. So like what you're talking about is, so after the fight, you're suspended for whatever period of time, right? Because of the cuts and the hits and stuff like that. But then you see your opponent and you see that his is lasting way longer, and it's like, well, wait a second, why would it be longer? So I'm very impressed that you did that investigation.
I was checking every day looking at his profile. I was making sure if I see a no contest, you tested positive. And when the day that it went no contest, I fucking snapped, man. I snapped.
So here's the thing though. Does that mean anything financially for you though? Because like if someone misses weight, you get like 30% of their purse or blah, blah, blah. If someone tests positive after a fight, is there any kind of compensation? I saw that online you were calling for the guy to give back his bonus. Which
he's not like, if he was an honorable dude, which he could say, you know what? The best thing he could do is say, I fucked up. I didn't know they tested. It's not gonna happen again. I'm still. Let's run a rematch here, dude. I don't feel like I fucked up. Let me give you those $2,500 small ass bonus back to you because I don't deserve it. I would forgive him and give him a rematch, but he hasn't even fucking reached out. He's still posting up highlights like if he won. Like he's literally clipping 1 millisecond highlights of every punch he landed. And it's like, dude, you got mopped the fuck up. You got dragged by a midget. You got dragged all over the ring with the fucking fat gut. You got dragged and you were on juice. Like, imagine if I was on juice. If I'm this killer naturally, I run off of the only juice in my system is horchata. The only sauce in my veins is salsa verde. Like, that's all that runs through me. That's spice enough. Imagine if I would be a fucking I'd be an animal. But what if he wasn't on that? If he did that bad on shit? Could you imagine what would have happened to him if he wasn't on it?
Well, that's the thing. First of all, he didn't do bad. You just did better. And just for the legality sake of this, like, we don't know whether he's fighting it, whether there's a false positive or whatever. But
No,
all we know,
I mean, when you mute all your comments and you block people for telling you stuff, that's 100% guilty, bro. If someone is telling me you're on steroids, I would immediately go like, show me the fucking proof. What are you talking about? Nope. The commission took him off. He had the time, just like Lorenzo Hood. They gave him a time to appeal it. He had that time too. He didn't appeal it.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
So now we're here. His teammates, his team that like worked with him, completely disowned him, deleted every post with him because they don't want to associate with him. Does that look like someone innocent to you?
Yeah.
And I'm not going for his team. I'm not going for his team because I don't want his team to get hurt. I don't want the gym he trains at to get hurt. I don't want nobody to lose clients or personal because that's what we live off of. But he does not fucking deserve it, and he's gonna get he's gonna get it from me. I don't care about his other team. He could have killed me in there. We could have died. I could have lost an eye, bro. You know, and I went in there with fucking gut. I went in there with fucking looking fat, looking the way I did, and I still did the way. And he's 30 years old. He doesn't need that shit.
Right.
Fucking 30, bro. I'm 35.
Yeah.
If anything, I need the testosterone, yeah?
Yeah. If
which I don't, trust me, I don't.
Yeah. Now I do want to say one of the guys that's on his team that you're talking about, it's Bryce Hall, right? The influencer.
Fuck that guy too. Where you at, Bryce Hall? Yeah, you're next, bitch, at 155. Make 155 and you're next. You could be juiced up as much as you want to. I'll fuck you up at 155. I hope you see this. I'll clip this and I'll send it to your bitch ass. You're next. You and your whole fucking influencer team is next. I'm coming for all of you little bitches. Take all the juice you want. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you know, the Bryce Hall thing was odd because he was sitting there talking about how your opponent won and whatever. And I'm like, I don't know about this dude, man. I was not. Look, his first fight. If we want to be conspiracy, every week I bust out the conspiracies. Okay,
I had mine too. Don't worry.
His first fight seemed very rigged to me. I'm just gonna say
fishy. And I don't want to say that about Cutman because Cutman's a cool ass guy.
Yeah, sure.
He's a cool guy, but something was fishy about that fight.
Now you're saying it's fishy that his arm suddenly fell off?
No,
like out of nothing.
Look, that dude. You could get injured in fights. You could get injured in fights, but I've
never seen that kind of injury before. I've never seen. I don't even know what happened. It was very weird. And here's the thing, because you're talking a whole bunch of crap too, so I feel like I'm okay to do this because I'm protected now. But the cameramen, there was never a replay. They never showed anything. They never tried to highlight to find where the injury happened. Like Raine, it was this weird thing where the guy was fighting this influencer guy that now El Necio wants to kill. And the guy, like his opponent suddenly started to have like a stinger in his neck or something. Like he suddenly started to feel like his arm was numb. And then he just suddenly started like not even using his arm. And then the influencer wins. And it was like,
and you know what I was tripping was that after that first round, Cutman was fucking him up. He was fucking up in the clinch. He was starting to get him. And I was starting to see Bryce Hall do what they all do, which is when they do that, I was like, oh, the next round, Cutman is going to murder him. And then whatever happened. And
his arm fell off.
I don't know. But I told Cutman in the last fight, I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna finish whatever started there. And I could be falling out. My arm could break, my fingers could twist in two ways. I'm gonna keep fighting. I fought with one eye many times. I fought with a broken jaw. I fought with a torn hairline fracture on my jaw, hairline fracture on my eye, orbital bone, 6 breaks in each finger, in each hand. I fought like that the whole 5 fights and a whole 5 rounds, and I don't stop. So Bryce Hall might have the weight, might have the height, might have the chiseled face, but I don't need none of that shit, homie. I got these right here, and after 2 rounds, he's done.
Yeah, dude. If I see you fight Bryce Hall and you don't destroy him, I'll be super pissed off, man. I'm really sick. I don't care. No.
The guy's big. 1 round, he might punch me once or twice, but after that round's over, I'm fucking him up. I'm fucking him up. That's all. I'm fucking him up.
I'm not going to get mad that you get hit a couple times because kudos to him. He did well. Like he obviously trained. He obviously performed. But what I thought was weird was then after the fight, he was very respectful. He said, "Holy shit, I was going to lose that. I'm kind of lucky that this weird injury happened and that I won." And then he said, "I'm done. I don't think I'm doing this again." But as time has passed now, suddenly you see him a little bit more involved, getting a little bit more bravado again. And it seems like he wants to do it again. And so that's why I wanted to ask you about it, because I'm like, wait, he seems to be on that team. He's kind of talking shit to El Necio. I'm like, this might be a good fight for you.
Well, I mean, look, the story, if I want to push it, I could, and we will get it. And if he doesn't want to do it in BKFC, I have the homie that does boxing in Dubai. We could fucking run it in Dubai, make a little money up there too. We could do it in boxing if he wants, but he has to come down a little bit of weight. I'm 5'5". I'm going to go up to 150 for this kid. He needs to cut 10 pounds. Ain't going to fucking kill him. He made Cutman go up to 165 from 135. It's another dumb thing. I would have made him cut at least 10 pounds. You're going to fight me? Cut 10 pounds. The storyline is there. He hit me up. He was at the argument we had. He was there talking shit, talking about my mustache. So I have a reason to fuck him up. Not only that, he hit me up. He DM'd me, I think, with that. And I replied, you took a slap better than your homie took a handshake. And he didn't reply. He just said, good luck tomorrow. And I don't need it. That's all we said to each other. But I told her, because, Bryce Hall got slapped. And he took it well. This guy, I tried to shake his hand, but those roids got to him. Don't shake my fucking hand. His veins were sticking out. Like, dude, that was roid rage.
My God.
Dude.
I mean,
and if you see me, I'm laughing. I'm like, you're a fucking influencer. And he's like, yeah. Like, dude, he's next. If Bryce Hall wants it, he's next. He could get it. He knows I'm a bigger fucking sell. I got more fucking views. It'll be a main event in California, but we will do it in California because I know the California commission is strict as fuck here. And you ain't gonna get away with shit if you take something with me here. So I don't want to fight in Miami. I don't want to fight in Mississippi no more. I want to keep the fights where they get tested legitimately. New York here, places like that. Let's do it. That Vegas. Let's do that.
Yeah. No, I like it, dude. I think it's a good setup because I think, like, as an influencer, and you could not pay me enough money to tell you what he does as an influencer. I don't even know what he does.
I don't know either.
Like, I don't know what any of these people do, to be honest. Like, I only realized that the
TikTok dances and shit.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he does what OnlyFans. I don't freaking know. But like, all I know is, I don't know, dude. All I know is that he's an influencer, which means he's coming in because he's got a following. And
that's
then
the only reason.
you have a following, right? Like, these guys are not going to fight nobodies, right? So they won't just put him up against some nobody. The first time, maybe, because it's like, well, you want to get him in, you want to get him a win, et cetera, et cetera. But now, if you're going to come in a second time, dude, you got to fight someone, and he's got to fight someone that he thinks is going to draw a crowd. And that would be you. And that would be you.
The drama behind the last fight is like he could redeem his homie. There's a storyline there, and we don't even have to make one up. It's actually there. We're connected one way or another. He already talked shit to me. I have that video when we were talking shit at the weigh-ins before. He's right there talking shit, talking about I'm an idiot. So I just didn't focus on him because you're not getting my energy, homie. This guy in front of me is getting fucked up first. And after I take care of this and throw out the trash, I'll come back for you, give us some crumbles. Because that guy, he's fucking scared, dude. You see that fight with me, you see me get punched right in the fucking jaw and the nose, and I just look at him and go, I'm not the same. But they're not like us. We're not the same. I could tell you I'm a different fucking animal. I get punched and I like it. It turns me on. I'm fucking different. I'm different.
Dude, I love it, man. I love it. I love the story. I love the fight. I love that we have you to be able to talk to, dude. This will not be the last time you're on this podcast. I'm just letting you know
definitely.
that. I need to have you back because there's lots to talk about. But I do want to ask you one thing, because I've been in trouble before for saying things about like drug use, PEDs, and performance enhancing drugs and stuff like that, right? Recently, the most recent was Raine, when I got in trouble because I joked with you about how Kayla Harrison looked. Okay. And people got really upset at that. Specifically, Kayla Harrison got really mad at me about that, about saying, I've never tested positive, whatever. Well, did you guys see what happened today on the Ariel Helwani show? We're recording this on Monday for those listening. Did you see what happened on the Ariel Helwani show?
No, what happened?
Shit. Okay, the stupid program that I'm using is not allowing me to upload a video, but let me see if I can. Okay, Julianna Peña is on Ariel Helwani's show, and she's Ariel asked her like, "Oh, did you see Kayla because she's in her weight class, whatever?" And she's like, "What did you think of her?" And she's like, "Yeah, she's pretty cool, but lay off the needles, bro." And then Ariel's like, "What?" And he's like, "Are you saying you think she uses steroids?" She's like, "Yeah, like 100%." And she goes off on it. And she like just lays out going, maybe she's not doing it now, but she did it. She's been doing it for sure. She goes, and when I trained at blah, blah, blah at this gym, all the girls were doing it and these people are doing it. And I'm like, shit, man, because online, El Necio, I'll tell you, there's a big divide. There's a bunch of people that believe 99% are clean. And then there's another weird camp that thinks 99% is using something. Here you are. You're a clean guy. I know you're clean. But now you've just fought this guy who possibly was dirty. What do you think? Do you think that the majority of people, I'll put a photo here of there's Julianna there today on the Ariel Helwani show. I put a poll up right away for our Instagram. Is freaking down even. Nobody says 0%, but in terms of like how many people do you think are on stuff? It was like 35%, 35%, 30% for 25%, 50%, or 50% or more. El Necio, shit. It's a very weird thing, but like, what do you think? How clean is combat sports?
I to quote the great Nate Diaz, all these motherfuckers on steroids. Everyone's on fucking steroids, man. I don't know. Yeah. I'm not gonna say everyone, but I mean, you look at some of these people. If they were 150, fucking 5 years ago, 4 years ago, now they're 250, and like Reem, I got to stroll over him, and you're like, he's not. I'm not gonna say names, but it's like, come on, dog.
Right.
Like, believe it or not, you see this little gut right here. This is
right. Come on over to the video, people, if you want to see some nudity.
Male body at the age of 35, natural, like it or not, ladies. Eat your heart out. This is the reality. No filter, just good old love. This is the reality. I train 4 to 6 hours a day. I eat healthy. I do good. But those 6 packs you guys see on Instagram, either genetics or they're like 100 pounds, people. Don't burn yourselves out for these people. Not everyone that you see online. Some of us, we look great when we cut weight. We look great because we're cutting weight. Man, I look like a freaking Ken doll when I cut weight. But the next day I put on 25 pounds and I look like Chonchis again. You know, I look like my dog, like a little Frenchie. I can't say everyone. I know really good people that don't. You could tell, but there's some people you could just smell it off of them. You know, you look at them and you go, bro.
Yeah, you know, so that's tough, man. That's tough. I mean, Raine, we'll talk about it after as well, but like, it is weird, man. And I'll tell you, when I was running that poll, El Necio, people were more picking like the first two, like up to like 15% or 50%. The people that were voting for the over 50% were professional fighters. And because I'm watching the votes come in, I'm like, these fuckers, like, it's like UFC fighters and like PFL fighters and whatever who are voting on my poll. It's pros we either that we're saying it
or we fought someone on it. We've either seen it or we fought someone on it. And what sucks is that a few people could paint a really bad picture on everyone. That's why when somebody tests positive from a gym, you automatically assume everyone is like, let's say Tito Ortiz, Chuck Liddell, Vanderlei Silva are all in one gym and Vanderlei tested positive coming out of the gym. You start to think, well, if he's positive, his whole team is fucking using it too. So that's where it gets like, you know, that shit's messy, man. Look, you want to do something cool, just legalize that shit and make everybody fight all roided out. Fuck it. But if that's not the case, clean the fuck up, get ready for your next fight. You got your balls, you got your fucking energy, you have enough fucking energy to push it in, you have enough energy to work out 2 extra hours. Fucking do it.
But the thing is, but the problem is though, the thing is, and there's something that I was researching, which was that like the benefits of performance enhancing drugs can stay in your body for decades after stopping using it. That's the thing. Because muscle memory and stuff like that. So as your muscles like inflate or get bigger, your muscles will remember that even after the drugs are gone. There's studies that talk about that. And and then there's the safety of it in general. Like I know the joke is that we just want to see a bunch of Uberemes fight each other, but like it's not really good for people, right? Like we can't have that. Also, because like think about my podcast, right? If Raine starts doing a bunch of steroids to become the best cage announcer of all time.
Wait, are you telling me you're not on steroids? No, I'm just kidding.
You think that's natural? You think that's natural?
That's what I'm. You get those arms, dude.
This is why we started late today. She was like,
I know, I was working out.
Jesus.
Dude, I'm telling you. But so it is weird though. And then here's a fun fact, because then Kayla Harrison goes on and exact same stuff she was posting on our post, Raine. She goes, I've been tested so many times by USADA for 12 years and blah, blah, blah. Right. And it's like, okay, well, it doesn't freaking matter. Like Olympic athletes are tested all the time, yet everyone's fucking popping. Right. And then here's the thing I just found out. And so now then on Ariel's post about the video with Julianna Peña, she goes on again and she's like, I've been tested my whole life on USADA. That's fine. Nobody's saying 100% you're on it, right? Like nobody has any proof of that or anything. They're just saying you look big, maybe, right?
To be complimented. She should feel compliments by that. Like, damn, you think I'm juice?
Exactly. That's the thing too, right? Like really, like if you weren't, wouldn't you just be like, I look like it, but it's because of my dedication and hard work.
Yeah.
But so she goes on there and posts that. And then I just left a post, which was funny because I looked it up and I was like, oh, there's a little fun fact here for people. But let me see here. Where's my funny post? Give me 1 second. Random fact. Lance Armstrong was tested 275 times in his career.
That's crazy.
And a lot of it was by USADA. So what's so crazy is like, it doesn't, all I'm saying is that you can't say like, oh, I've been tested. I've been tested my whole life, because the most famous doping guy in sports in history has got to be Lance Armstrong, I would think, right?
He came clean. Yeah, he came clean. He would have never been busted.
And he was tested over 275 times by like the highest level. So there's always ways, you know what I mean? But anyways, I just thought that's weird. But El Necio, I don't want to take up too much of your time. Raine, is there anything that you wanted to ask El Necio?
Yeah. So I am curious. So your last BKFC bout before Knucklemania was back in 2022. So when you found out you were going to fight at Knucklemania 4, which was in Los Angeles, a few miles away from South Central LA.
Like 20 minutes.
Yeah. How excited were you? Because, boy, you talked about how you made history that night. How excited were you?
Dude, it was, I remember still being in a shock, kind of like walking to where because I used to go on dates. That's where I go on fancy dates, you know? So like,
downtown LA.
Yeah, downtown LA, you know, Mr. B. Ooh, and you're feeling like I want to impress. Let me take you to downtown LA. You're not from LA. I got you. But like, I remember going down there with the film guy, and man, I remember just seeing him asking me like, "How does it feel?" And I was like, it's crazy to think that I'm fighting in my backyard in the biggest event. Just a few years ago, I was at the first Knucklemania as I snuck in. I was dressed fucking pimp, and because I was already promoting myself, and when I snuck into the cameras just looked at me like if I belonged there, and I just walked by them like, yep, I belong here. Just walked in like I was a shit. I went all the way to the front row. Nobody told me shit.
Wow.
I walked right up to David Feldman, and he's all like, when are you fighting for me? It's like, as soon as you give me the call. He shook my hand, and I fought in 2 months. So I was at the first one. And then to be able to fight in the backyard and like, dude, I sold so many tickets. When I came out, I don't lie, I literally felt my legs shake when I came out, the crowd went, ah, and I was hearing Necio. I was like, that's why I would smile in the ring. When you see me get punched, I would hear Necio, and I go like, I'll be like, that's me. Everybody's chanting for me. Like, it was so It's crazy. I'm so happy, dudes. I've gone through so much. This was the dream. I set a 5-year goal in my 30s, and I have literally accomplished all of them, including my dream. Now I need 5 years of new goals. Well, part of it is to fight for a championship, win, draw, or lose. I just want to fight for a championship one day. I never thought I'd make it this far. I never thought I was going to be something big. You know, I just was being me, and it got me this far. And I have a lot of me to give, so there's a lot of me to go.
Dude, I can't be more happy and ecstatic that you're on the podcast. But then to see you in person like this, because like to see the kind of person you are is really freaking cool, man. I'm telling you, man, I love BKFC fighters. Raine, honestly, every time we have a BKFC fighter on this show, it's magical. Like these people are the coolest shit. And now I do gotta ask you. I gotta ask you a question that I ask every guest, El Necio. It's a question that my mom used to. It's a question that my mom used to ask me almost every day of my life growing up. I'm gonna ask it to you. You kind of just were touching on it, but on a scale of 1 to 10, David Diaz, El Necio, on a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you?
Oh man, if you would have asked me this a few months ago, it would have been very tough to answer. But right now, my mom's heart is good. We got to clear on that. She just did surgery yesterday for her spine, so she's just got at home. This trip for Japan literally got planned 2 weeks ago. I announced that I wanted to go to Japan. I'll do some modeling. Who was interested? And within 2 weeks, this got booked. And today I landed 4 sponsors, pretty much paying for the whole trip. I am at a fucking 9. I'm gonna say 9 because I know I could be happier.
Nice, man. And to know where you've come from. And some of the struggles that you kind of alluded to earlier in the podcast that you're talking about, that I'm so happy to hear that for you, man. Like you really deserve this. Like you really deserve the happiness that that's in your life. I know that you are headed out to Japan, so I'm very excited for you for that. Are you kidding, or are you seriously modeling?
It started off as a joke, but I am legitimately flying out to Japan to fucking model, and I'm surviving off of what they're paying me.
Wait, model what though?
Thongs. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. She was like, "Where can I see that?" No,
Raine was already like searching it.
So I'm doing clothing modeling for Pilas. I'm doing clothing for 5150. I'm doing clothing for, I don't want to leave them out, guys. I'm sorry. Aztec Clothing and Hobo Tactical. So they pretty much, this is what I thought. I said it, thought it was a joke. And Luchador Protein. I was like, I want to go to Japan. I was like, maybe this could work. I posted up, hey, I'll go to Japan. I'll go to the BKFC fight. That's happening in Japan. I'll promote. I can make some content because people have been asking me to make a YouTube. I'm like, let's get.
He's glitching right at the wrong moment to glitch. El Necio. Oh, there you go. There you go.
He's back.
Are we good?
Yeah. So you're making content.
Yeah, I was like,
I'm gonna YouTube channel.
Yeah, like I'm gonna be up there making content. YouTube. Do you guys want to be like? I could be wearing your shirts. I could be wearing. Then I said I could do photo shoots up there of the clothes. You guys want like that? You could promote your clothing, but I take the pictures in Japan. Now there's people that pay hot ass models thousands of dollars. They fly them out. They pay for the hotels. You don't got to do all of that with me. You just got to pay me for my promo. So $2 to $5 to $1,000, $250 to $1,000 gets you a photo shoot in Japan, gets you a little fucking gift, gets you shouted out collaborations. If models could do it, why the fuck can't I? And it did. I did. After this trip, I'm officially a model, dude.
Let's go.
I'm your 5'5" Chicano Mexican model. What's up, perritos?
Japan doesn't know what's coming. I'll say that.
They know because I've been there 4 times before.
Oh, okay. All right.
I was to be a vocalist in a punk band, but this time I used to go as a chubby vocalist. Now I'm going as a better shaped fighter. And I'm
a model.
And I'm single, and I'm looking. I'm trying to settle here. So I told everybody I'm either coming back with something or coming back with the wife. But I'm coming back with something, I'm coming back with the belt, with a fight, with a new with something, but coming back with the wife.
Maybe a Pikachu. Can you bring me back a Pikachu? I really want a real Pikachu.
I'll bring you a Pikachu, bro.
Yeah, thank you.
I fuck with Pokemon. I'm a big Pokemon nerd. I got this tattooed in Japan. It's a Magikarp.
Nice.
Oh.
It's
There you
cut up
go.
into sushi.
All right. Very
Wow.
cool, man.
I'm a big nerd.
Yeah, I got I don't have to look far in my office. Like, here's a Pikachu pen. There you go. Boom, killing it.
Look, if I reach, I'm about to blow your mind. If you're a Pokemon guy, you're about to get blown away. You ready? You ready to get your mind blown?
Oh, damn it. He's got original
What do we have
cards.
here?
Son of a bitch. Oh,
What do we?
that's it.
Okay,
That's a Charizard.
Yeah. Wait a second. That's a Blastoise in the bag. Huh?
Blastoise. All right. Nice. Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
It's a
Venusaur. No. Venusaur.
Venusaur, Charmander, the
Charizard?
Shadow one, and a Charizard and a Blastoise. I mean, I got this in Japan like 6 years ago. I was looking all over for them, walking around Japan, walking every store. And when last day I was there, I found the Charizard, and I was like a little kid. Yeah, and I got them at good prices. They're worth way more now.
Yeah. Well, there you go, my friend. Look, life is looking up for El Necio. I'm very happy, man. You've achieved another one of your dreams by coming on this podcast. So congratulations to that. Before we let you go, is there anything that you want to say to fans, viewers, and listeners of the podcast?
Yes. Can I say it in Spanish and in English?
Sure.
Yes, of
I'm
course.
gonna do a Spanish one first. English one first. Yo, I don't know if you're going through something right now. I don't know how heavy it is in your heart, but just know that I go through the same shit and it's all temporary, and we gotta catch the patterns that lead to a deeper hole. You got this, perrito. Keep your head up, chin tucked. Let's go, homie. Don't give up. Hey, perros, no sé quién está sufriendo ahorita, que está pasando por cosas malas, pero esta madre no dura para siempre. Así que pónganse las pilas y háganlo, cabrón. Salte de esa pinche depresión. Sí se puede, homies. Let's go.
Chingón.
Chingón.
I don't know how you do it, my friend, but you're magical in the ring. You're magic on the mic. I really want to say thank you so much for coming and doing this. I know it's because you were scared that Raine was going to find you on the streets of South Central.
Sweating, bro. She has me sweating, bro. I don't know if I'm scared or if I'm crushing.
But we're very happy to have you, man. Dude, I cannot wait to talk to you again. Stay friendly with me on Instagram, and we'll have you back on the podcast for sure before your next fight. Whether it's fighting Bryce Hall, whether it's something else, good stuff is in the future for you, my friend. And thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Thank you guys for having me. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I love you, perros. Let's go. I'll see you guys next time.
Have a good one, buddy. See ya.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Buen viaje.
Hasta luego.
All right. That is our interview with David Diaz, El Necio Pero.
El Necio.
Or just El Necio for short. But boy, oh boy, what a cool dude, Raine.
Yeah.
I'm glad that we had him on the podcast. Very, very cool. I know it went a little bit long, so we're not going to go crazy, but I do want to say, friends of the podcast update, Rageworks Podcast Network. Go check them out at rageworksnetwork.com to go check out other audio podcasts such as ours. Fight League Atlantic 16. I'm going to be there. You should be there. If you can't be there, at least watch the pay-per-view. FLA 16 tickets go on sale soon. Go to fightleagueatlantic.com. That is September 21st in Pictou, Nova Scotia. Book your flights and just go there now. I'll see you there. I'm going to be commentating. It's a doubleheader weekend. FLA 16 is the MMA card at the evening, and in the morning on I think it's around 11 o'clock in the afternoon, they're going to have Tapper Tag 3. It's a tag team tournament of BJJ in a cage. I don't know what the hell that means, Raine. I know I say that. I still haven't figured out what it is, but it sounds like it's going to be freaking cool. I think the teams get to pick tag team names. So,
okay.
You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be very cool for me to go like, and the winner, D-Generation X. You know, Harlem Heat. Right? Like, I don't know. That's all I'm excited for. Friends of the podcast update, Jade Masson Wong, BKFC. She just got announced title fight. She is fighting Christine Faria. She's going for the title. I mean, gotta love it, Raine. We're going to have a Canadian BKFC champion if everything goes according to plan. So good luck to Jade Masson Wong. My good friend, Josh the Gentleman Hill, the Canadian from Bellator fame. He is fighting in Octagon MMA. I have the poster up here. That is this weekend, July 20th, or whenever the heck that is. This weekend. So he gets picked up. He gets released from Bellator because those idiots don't know how to run a promotion. He gets picked up though by Octagon MMA, and he's going over to Octagon to fight.
Ooh.
Here's a weird thing. Our good friend from Octagon MMA, Dennis the Menace Frimpong,
Mm-hmm.
he got released from Octagon MMA. They couldn't find him a fight, and I was talking to him today. He's like, I told them, just let me go. If you can't find me anyone to fight, just let me go and I'll go elsewhere. So Dennis the Menace Frimpong apparently is a free agent.
Free agent right now? Oh my God.
So let's get him a fight wherever he goes. Last friend of the podcast update, Helen Iansa Peralta. Raine, people always ask me, like, what are some of your best podcast episodes? I always forget to say this one. But Helen Peralta is an insane person. She's crazy, funny as hell when she came on the show. She is now the BYB featherweight champion, bare knuckle organization BYB. She just won their featherweight championship. So congratulations to Helen Iansa Peralta. She's a very cool chick, man. I really like her. If you're here because of David, thank you so much. Please follow and subscribe to us. Check us out. We've got tons of great podcasts. There were several fan questions, Raine.
Hang on. Congratulations to Charles Energy Johnson.
Oh, Charles Energy Johnson.
Yeah. He won his
performance
fight.
of the night. Performance of the night knockout. Raine, I was screaming. My wife got so mad at me because I was like jumping up and down when he won that fight. Holy crap, the beautiful uppercut. I love that guy. What a freaking performance. So good on him. Fatima Klein, she unfortunately was not successful, but hey, she's made it to the big show and nothing but great things up for her. That's going to happen. And then a very weird stoppage with Cody Brundage. Cody.
Yeah, Cody Brundage, yeah.
Cody Brundage. Why does that sound weird in my head when I said it? But Cody Brundage, very weird stoppage on his fight. Good luck to him, though, and I hope that everything's okay, and I hope that he gets another fight soon. But there were also, I do want to say, I apologize. There were people that had written in several questions for David, but our interview just took off.
Really good, yeah.
The conversation was good. I couldn't bring these things in, but they had asked a few questions, and I apologize, guys. But next time we have him on, I will get to these questions. I'm going to save them, and I've got them here. So thank you so much.
He's definitely going to come back. He's definitely going to come back.
Yeah, he's going to come back, or I send you off to hunt him again on the streets. Okay. So there's a few things that I wanted to talk about, Raine, before we get out of here. Fake eyelashes. Are you allowed to wear fake eyelashes in the cage?
You know what? I noticed that when Tracy was fighting, right? And then I just thought in my head, I was like, oh God, why would you like wear your fake eyelash? Because like the problem was that with that is like I feel like if it gets like removed and it gets in your eye, then now it's gonna be like a bigger issue for you. So I feel like you can save that for, non-fighting days,
I mean, Julianna Peña on the Ariel Helwani show also talked about the eyelashes. Like, I wish Julianna would just come on this podcast.
Hi, Julianna, call us.
Yeah, can you go reach out? I can't get a hold of her. I even know a guy that goes to my gym. He is good friends with her ex-boyfriend. He even reached out through her ex-boyfriend to see if we could get her, and we couldn't. I mean, that's probably not the best way. But I feel like we would do really good because, I mean, the way Julianna was talking about the Kayla Harrison thing was freaking hilarious. And it was great because now it's just spurned that whole conversation, right? About usage and whatever, like how clean is the sport? I mean, David thinks it's pretty rampant. Julianna was saying everybody's on something. So it is very strange, right? Because other people, like people were screaming at me for even insinuating the Kayla thing. But yet now Julianna's out there saying it. And again, now the whole argument comes up again, right? But anyway, she was talking about the eyelashes too and saying like that you really shouldn't do it because I mean the danger of it like getting poked in your eye or something like that.
Yeah. Because like for me, honestly, when I wear those eyelashes, when I do my shows, it's like sometimes it kind of like moves around, right? If I don't put it on like the right way. And then I feel like it's blocking my view. And then now all I could think about is like I can't see well because this thing is like right in front of my eye.
Yeah, right. So, I mean, if you're a fighter, maybe that's it. I did reach out to Katniss. I reached out to Katniss to ask her because I know one time she had her eyelashes like got ripped out or something, like something bad happened. And so she had to wear fake eyelashes a lot. And so I reached out to her and I said, hey, Katniss, do you wear fake eyelashes in the cage? And she goes, I never fight without my fake eyelashes. So, I mean, it's a girl thing, I guess, but it was just funny that she gets her freaking eyelashes smashed out of her face by Rose.
Yeah.
But here's the thing that I wanted to talk about. And again, because this stupid program that I'm using, my videos won't load. But she weighed in. Did you see when Tracy Cortez weighed in? Okay. So very interesting.
How she cut her hair. Here, let me do it. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. No. So it's not even about that. So what happens is Tracy Cortez has to make 125. So 126, you have the 1 pound allowance. She weighs in at 126 and a half. So she has to cut an extra half pound. Instead of cutting, she literally cuts and just cuts her hair off. So right away, Raine, I'm like, well, don't bet on Tracy Cortez, because why wouldn't you go to try to like recut that last half pound? It's weird to me. And then she was like kind of like crying because obviously like that's your hair and that's it, you know? So it seemed weird that she just cut it off. Anyways, forget about that. Here's, I need to put this banner up because I feel like every week I'm doing this, but here's Timmy B's Conspiracy of the Week, Raine.
This should be a segment, by the way.
This should be a segment because every week, and I've got 2 this week.
For this segment.
Yeah. I'm kicking it off.
Conspiracy of the Week, sponsored by.
So here's the thing, and I have the video, but freaking, I'll put it up maybe if I'll make a reel about this. She goes to weigh in. The guy's weighing her in, like they put her in the booth or whatever. And he goes, and he's touching it, and he goes, 126.5. This is after she's cut her hair off. And then he goes, 126.5. And then Tracy goes, what? And then the girl, there's a lady off camera, goes, huh? And then there's some mumbling. And then the guy goes back to the scale. Tracy Cortez hasn't moved or done anything. He goes back to the scale and goes, 126. What the fuck just happened? The weirdest thing, man. I really believe she did not make 126.
I mean, was this guy even aware that she cut her hair?
But it doesn't matter. She's standing there. She doesn't leave the scale.
Okay.
He does the official weight, 126.5. He turns, someone says something to him. He turns back to the scale. Flick, 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 flick. 126. And like, I think during that time too, someone's off camera going, exhale, Tracy. Do you think air in your lung is making you weigh the half pound? No. So like, I don't even understand what that means. Next thing you know, she makes 126. Conspiracy, Raine. They needed that main event fight. They didn't want it to be like blah, blah, blah. Have any kind of problem. So the freaking weight guy just goes 126. This is why I don't know why you don't have electric scales so that there's no baloney. You know?
Yeah. I mean,
stupid. Why is it not an electric scale? You know what I mean?
True. But I don't know if this guy, I mean, because I don't know how the weigh-in process works at other promotions, right? I don't know if they weigh in somewhere else and then like the one in front of the public is just like a for-show thing.
No. Hold on. That was an argument as well that was online. And then there's these stupid people that are going, it doesn't matter. That's the ceremonial weigh-in. No, you idiots. That's not the ceremonial weigh-in. The ceremonial weigh-in is when they do it in front of a crowd, like a live crowd. They go in there, they take off their clothes, they're looking good, because the ceremonial weigh-in, they're not dehydrated, right? Like this is like the next day normally. They do the ceremonial weigh-in on the Friday or whatever it is, and then they do their little face-off, and then they stand face-to-face. That's the ceremonial weigh-in. The weigh-in where they just go in, weigh in, and walk off. That's the real weigh-in. Now, there is a scale behind the scenes, and those two scales are supposed to obviously match. I mean, you shouldn't weigh differently on 2 different scales anyways, but they're supposed to be calibrated. So yes, there's a different scale there, but that weight that he shouts out, that's the official weight. So I don't know how this guy goes tick, 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 and then Tracy Cortez goes and then loses a half pound. Like, what the frick? Stupid. So stupid. Like nonsense. Give me a break. You want to go to my next conspiracy?
Sure.
Anybody that listens to this podcast knows that I know nothing about geography. Okay. I don't know anything about Canada. I don't know anything about the population of Canada or whatever. Raine, did you know that there is Africa and then there's North Africa?
Well, because I'm assuming there will be North Africa, right? Because there's South Africa.
No.
No?
Wait. South Africa is like a country within
Okay.
Africa,
Okay.
but there's a region of Africa called North Africa. You didn't know
Okay.
that, right?
No, I did not know that. But I was just like thinking, if there's a South, there's got to be a North.
Yeah, no. Okay, well, no. Do you know how many countries are in Africa?
No.
Guess.
I don't know. 30?
54.
Okay.
There's 54 countries in Africa. I had no clue. I would have guessed like 10. North Africa, here's like some geography class for you.
No. Hi. You see me? Okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
North Africa is separated from the rest of the continent by the Sahara Desert. And there's 7 countries in North Africa or something like that. Hold on. How many countries in North Africa?
We need to bring
7.
back Victor Duplessis to like explain this.
Algeria, Egypt, Libya, Morocco, Tunisia, Western Sahara, and something else. Anyway, 7 of them. Oh, that's it. Algeria, Egypt, Libya, Morocco, Sudan, Tunisia, and Western Sahara. That's the 7 North Africa countries. And then the other 50, or whatever it is, are below the Sahara Desert. Okay? The reason why I say this, Raine, is because Africa is hot right now. Not just in temperature, but because of the newly announced PFL Africa. Did you know about this?
No, I did not know about
Really?
this. No.
Oh, Raine, let me educate you on this.
Enlighten me about this.
There is now PFL Africa, Raine.
Oh.
Now, PFL Africa is going to be headed up by Francis Ngannou, who's the chairman. And of course, Francis Ngannou previously signed with PFL. Timmy B has told you he's never going to fight for PFL. They're never going to pay him money. They're never going to pay Francis $8 million to fight in PFL. Who the hell is he going to fight? They announced PFL Africa, Raine, for African fighters. First conspiracy is that apparently, and who freaking knew this, there's something called PFL MENA or MENA, which who knew about this? There's PFL Europe, like I think we kind of knew that, but apparently there's PFL MENA, which started in 2024, and it's for fighters in the Middle East and North Africa.
Oh.
Okay. So who the hell knew that? I didn't know that.
Unless that's some sort of like a regional, like, it only broadcasts like, in certain areas.
No, right? No. It broadcasts. No, because we can get PFL Europe.
Okay.
And I think this PFL, anyways, God knows, Raine. All I know is that PFL is going bankrupt, but this is how they're slowly bankrupting themselves. Because you're wearing yourself too thin. So anyways, they've got this PFL MENA, which nobody knows about. Now they're creating PFL Africa. Now I assume PFL Africa is not for North Africa. It's just for the other countries. Raine, this is so nonsense. No offense, but is PFL Africa going to succeed? And then I looked up. There's already MMA organizations in Africa. Yes, it's not PFL, so it doesn't have the PFL branding or backing. But it's not like these fighters don't have a place to fight at all.
I mean, it gives them another, avenue, right? And at the same time, it's like an American company. So maybe here it might not be like the number one MMA brand, but, whereas like from the perspective of African fighters, it's like, oh God, this PFL, this company from America, they have this organization here, PFL Africa, you know, it might be something good for them.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think it's the weirdest friggin' thing. I think this is another thing to just get them some publicity, to get their name in the public. They
Sure.
do, but it's like, but what is this, man? And if you really want it, like if Francis Ngannou really wants to support African fighters, I don't know why then you wouldn't somehow figure out a way to have them compete in like just normal
Here.
PFL or something. Like so they're going to run like whatever number of leagues, because the PFL, they're going to do the season and the multiple weight classes. So now you've got to sell this product to the world, because I mean, I'm assuming you can't just sell PFL Africa to Africa. Like you have to make it worldwide for it to be able to make money.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And is this going to work out? Like, where is this going to go? And are these are these fighters as good as other fighters? Apparently the winner of the PFL Africa then gets to move into the regular PFL season
out here.
And it's like, but then I'm like, dude, just come over and do the regular season. Why would you have to win this stupid tournament?
Well, I mean, I feel like it adds to the drama and the competition of it. Right?
What happens if the winner from PFL Africa comes over and gets whooped?
Well, then,
right? Like you don't want that, because that's what's happened when Bellator fought Ryzen or whatever, and then all the Bellator fighters win, and then Ryzen is like, guess we suck.
Mhm.
I don't know, right? Like it's very detrimental to like your whole organization. Anyways, very, very strange that they're creating this thing. Now, I haven't looked it up, but how many followers do you think PFL Africa has?
Well, they just started, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like followers on Instagram, you talking about?
Yeah.
Maybe
I mean, it was huge. I know you're saying like you had no clue it was happening. So
maybe
that's
like
fine.
2,000 or 3,000 followers.
Oh, okay. Well, when it was announced on the day I checked, and they had 1,288 followers. And now, like a few days later, 2,351.
All right. I'm going to find them on Instagram right now and I'll follow them.
Go follow them. Oh, 2,352. Thanks,
There
Raine.
you go.
No, I mean, and it's so funny because that said, I realize I'm not following them, even though I was like researching it.
2,351. Follow 2,352. Let
me. Oh, there it is. I see it, and now it says followed by Ringside Raine.
There
I don't
you
know,
go.
Raine. Now, here's something a little bit weird. The DDP drama now has kicked back up, especially with the Africa stuff, with him saying that he's the true, the first true African champion, which he easily clarified meant I was born, raised, and live and still train in Africa.
No.
I feel like that's very simple, Raine. I don't know why people get offended by that statement. I get why. Like, I understand that there's issues and stuff like that with the history of the country and all that. It's not DDP's fucking fault, man. He's born there. He's born, lived, raised, trains there, still does to this day. He's
proudly representing the country. He's very proud, of South Africa.
Right. He's proud of being South African. He's proud of where he's from. But now this PFL Africa thing has now spurned up all this. There was that guy at UFC, Abdul Razak, whatever that guy's name is, who started going off on DDP, calling him a bitch and blah, blah, blah. Did you see that stuff?
Mm-mm.
That guy got really upset.
Oh.
It took off. And then now there's all these accounts that I follow online that like are drudging this up, and people again are just like going off on it, like getting very upset over the issue and the subject matter and DDP and all that. And I just feel, Raine, we speak to El Necio. The world needs good people, man. The world needs just positivity and love. We can't be dividing like this. You know what I mean? Like, we can't be dividing and getting so entrenched in things like that and hate. And I feel like, although, like I said, I understand that there's issues and I understand all that, but you got to look at what DDP said. And I get they're saying like, oh, but he comes from a different place or something like that. But I don't know. I don't like this. This is why I don't like the DDP fight with Israel, because I feel like this is just going to drudge this up. That Abdul Razak guy, whatever that guy's name is, he was like drudging it up and making it something more. And I just don't like it. And I just think I worry what this is going to do for people and for the culture and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know. I'm not keen on it. I don't like it. Yeah. Anyways. I also wonder, here's the thing, Raine. I'm going to say it out loud.
Right.
Are they going to have a white South African in PFL Africa?
I mean, they might.
You think they'd want to step on that landmine?
I mean, at the end of the day, if they are South African, I don't see any issue. Because then if they don't, then there's going to be that thing we're in. It's like, well, what about like, South Africans who are white? Like, do you have any problems with that? So to me, it's like people will always find issues, on anything, honestly. Like, I'm going to use myself as an example. Like when I won the WWE announcer contest, I was proud to tell everyone I am Filipino. I have a bunch of Filipino media interviewing me and all that. And then I would see some comments saying, oh, you know what? She's just using, the whole I'm Filipino thing to, basically be interviewed by Filipino media. And it's like, no, I'm proud to say that I am Filipino.
Yeah.
But, it's like there's always going to be people like that, like looking for something wrong. Right.
Yeah.
So it's just about like tuning out, the negative message, the negativity, and just focusing on the good things that are happening.
Yeah. I really hope so. Razak, what's this guy's name? Razak Judo is his Instagram. Abdul Razak. Anyways, whatever. Abdul Razak Al Hassan. That's the guy's name. But that's the UFC fighter that kind of like brought it back up. All I'm saying, Raine, is I don't know what the betting odds are that PFL Africa will have a white guy. I can see it bad both ways. If a guy enters the tournament, it's only going to raise another issue and concern. And if you don't put a guy in, have you negative, or what do you call it? What's like the reverse engineered it, or however what that term is, to go like, shit, we don't look, let's just not pick.
But honestly, for me, if they do that, like have like a white South African fighter in PFL Africa, don't you find that like kind of like eye-opening, right, to other people who would see?
Or
PFL
it could be
Africa
from another country. It could be from any of the other 53 countries in Africa.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, but like
Chinese
to me,
guy. Can we get a Chinese guy from Africa? I'm sure there one exists.
Yeah,
right?
But all I'm saying is that if you see somebody else who's not like a typical person who's of African descent in PFL Africa. Someone who would see this and be like, oh, that guy's like African? Oh, I didn't know. Oh, okay. That's cool.
Yes, but that doesn't seem to matter though. That's what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And it is crazy, Raine, because then even on the post, like, some people were going off and I was like, because I don't get why people can't agree that he's South African. And I don't think he's saying like, you're not. Anyways, whatever. I don't want to get too in depth into the conversation, but online, I kind of like as a social experiment, I go, well, my dad's from Hong Kong, came here when he was in university for education, marries my mom. I'm born, raised, and live in Canada, but my dad is from Hong Kong. Am I Canadian? And people literally write to me and go, no, you're Chinese. I'm like, dude, I don't even speak Chinese. Like, I'm born, raised, and grew up in Canada. You're saying I'm not Canadian. And people were like, yeah, you're not Canadian. I'm like, who's Canadian then? Only Indigenous people. Mm-hmm. Like, how back do you go before you go, okay, now you're Canadian? Like, what the frig?
Yeah. It's just
know,
like people
the
being...
world is weird. But we will see what happens with this PFL Africa, Raine. We will see.
I fully support it. You don't.
I don't support it because I worry that a small part of me worries that it just further divides. Like if PFL wants to be more inclusive, why wouldn't you get some fighters from Africa and put them in your regular season?
No, I see what you're saying, but to me, that's them being inclusive.
But it's like, not, because you're creating a separate zone for them.
Okay. I see what you're saying, but it's kind of like
that's not inclusive. That's actually exclusive because you're creating a league and going, if you're from Africa, you have to go into this one.
no, but if there's like different PFLs, right? There's PFL Africa, PFL Europe, PFL whatever. It's like they're creating these like segments, and then in the end, they all compete like out here in the US for like the main like PFL. It's like the Miss Universe pageant. There's like all those like competitions in the countries, and then in the end, they compete at the Miss Universe pageant. Like that person representing their country goes on to the Miss Universe pageant. I think that's how I see this.
I feel like that's the worst analogy ever. I just feel there's no PFL America. Like there's no PFL America leading to the PFL world. Like you've created the best one is America, or like North America, or whatever you want to call it. But there's people from every fucking country. There's Russians, there's Canadians, Americans, Mexican in the regular one. So now you're taking these smaller places and going, oh, we'll give you your own little league. You can't come join ours.
Well, not yet. Not yet.
I don't know, Raine. Anyways, they're saying PFL Africa is going to start in 2025. I'm very excited to see this. I know this podcast has gone on so long, so no one's listening to this anymore, Raine. So, man, maybe it's good because this is like it's too delicate of a topic. But people are so angry online. It's a very touchy subject. I don't understand anything, so don't judge me on any of it. Like, I don't understand any of the politics or anything.
Yeah.
But all I know is that my dad is from Hong Kong. I'm not indigenous by blood.
But you're Canadian.
But I think I'm Canadian. I don't know what the hell else I would be. And so for you to say that someone else isn't something or blah, 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 I don't know, man. And we've met DDP. He's such a freaking nice guy. Oh. I don't think he meant anything rude by it or insulting to anybody. And if you you're not African, then what is he? For fuck's sakes, like then what is he?
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's what I was saying to the people when they said I'm Chinese. I'm like, oh, but I have a Canadian passport. What the hell else am I?
Yeah, it's just people being ignorant. I mean,
you called them ignorant, not me. But
right.
yes, Steve,
you know,
you're ignorant.
I try to use the most polite words ever, but sometimes you just got to call it what it is or what they are.
I don't know. Anyways, okay. PFL Africa, we got over that. We'll end on a light note, Raine. This is just something I saw on Amazon deals. Would you buy this, Raine? The Timex UFC Championship ID. This is a women's watch, obviously, or maybe, I don't know.
I do like watches, though.
Would you wear that? $138 Canadian, so that's probably, I don't know, maybe like $100 American. 44% off. Would you buy that?
It's out of my price range for like a watch.
All right. Look, we really need sponsors, people. We are broke as shit.
Me, give me that. I'll wear that. Yeah. My events. Hit me up at Ringside Raine.
Okay. Is it really? Well, it's only $100.
I don't know. I have because to me,
how much are you gonna buy a watch for?
Hey, if I need like better deals, okay. I bought some during the pandemic that were like really nice, and they're like $50.
There was a company that sponsored us, sponsored the podcast, and sent us free watches. And they were so bad, I mailed them back to the company. I said, I'm sorry, we can't support your company. It was the worst. I mean, it was terrible quality. And we were like, okay, we're very sorry. And I just mailed them back their watches.
Oh.
It's terrible. But I have a UFC watch, and it's very good, the Timex watch. But I just saw that one, and it was a lady's watch, but it looks rather strange.
No, I love it. I love the bling. You should see my watches. They're like blingy.
The bling is the problem, though, because the bling could look really cheapy, right? I don't know how that's going to look in real. I would almost rather it just be etched in or something so that it's not like whatever. But anyways, all right. Well, there's some potential shopping for our lady viewers.
Tell you what, when UFC signs me, I'm going to buy that watch.
Done. Spend your first paycheck on it. All right, Raine, we are out of here. I don't know. God knows how long this podcast is because we recorded our next guest. Oh, yeah. Our next guest next week, Charissa Sigala, the bare knuckle sweetheart.
Mm-hmm. I love it. My neighbor. And Tim's dying right now. So I'm going to take over. Sharisa will be here next week. BKFC sweetheart. We will have her. We interviewed her and she's amazing. Such a sweetheart. And she will talk about her upcoming fight at Risen 3 in Japan. So she will be flying out to Japan to, I forgot who. Oh, she will be fighting Ty Emery.
Ty Emery.
Ty Emery.
All right, that's it. I'm dying. My cough, I held it as long as I could. I'm out of here. Goodbye, Raine.
Bye, guys.